Hello and welcome to Just Pauses. Have you heard of that man who was so displeased by the sight of his own shadow and the sound of his own footsteps that he was determined to get rid of both by running away from them? But every time he put his foot down, there was another step, and his shadow kept up with him without the slightest difficulty. He thought he must not be running fast enough, so he ran faster and faster and faster without stopping until he finally dropped dead of exhaustion. He failed to realize that had he stepped into the shade, his shadow would have vanished. And had he sat down and stayed still, there would have been no more footsteps. Many of us feel quite exhausted, tired, and confused these days. What do you say? The simplest kind of meditation is to actually sit still. There is no need to rush to spectacular locations or to pay life coaches or to consume substances which uplift moods and harm the body. Just a pause. People live under pressure all the time. We feel we have to pack our days with activities so much so that we feel guilty if we do nothing. Even on coming home from school or work, we feel we have to keep checking cell phones or rush to the gym or go to the mall or schedule some dinner appointments. And on weekends, there have to be shopping trips lined up or lunches, dinners, movies, visits, or guests coming over. A silent gazing at the setting sun or a cup of tea looking at the horizon is on very few to do lists. Doing nothing is considered a waste of time, almost universally, and speed is a virtue. And yet, people feel lonely, relations are crumbling due to poor communication, though there are so many apps and there is faster internet. And yet, there are serious concerns on the health and diet and romance fronts, not to mention that our brains are full of info that is twisted, terrible, and trash. It's time to reflect on these realities of life. Once there was a busy and smart executive working in a very big firm. He was climbing up the corporate ladder quite fast and he had no time for an idle talk or an idle walk. He believed in perfections, he was always impeccably dressed and fitted the corporate system perfectly. One day, the news of the death of his grandfather reached him and he rushed to his ancestral house. He was very fond of his grandfather. He stayed in the countryside, his grandfather. This young man reached in time for the funeral. He did all that he had to, and he was to take the return flight the next morning. In the evening, when everybody had left, he had nothing to do. He began to feel restless. He went to a park nearby and sat on a bench when he noticed a bearded, middle aged man lying down on the grass and staring at the clouds, wide eyed. He kept looking at the serene expression on the face of that man. His appearance was disheveled, but that man didn't seem to care. He was smiling, just looking at the clouds. This young, busy executive went up to the man lying on the grass and asked, "Hello, excuse me, sir, may I ask you something?" "Hey, yes, sure. Do I know you, by the way?" "No, I do not think we have ever met. But what drew me towards you is that you look quite relaxed lying down here. Do you do this daily? I mean, don't you have any work to do or somewhere to go?" The bearded man slowly got up with a small smile on his face and looked intently into the eyes of the neatly dressed young man. He spoke so slowly as if he had all the time in the world. "No, I have nowhere to go. I do nothing in the evenings, and I do this work the best, that I do nothing. Though, of course, I do a few odd jobs in the first half of the day, and then in the second half, I enjoy life." The young man was confused. The other guy seemed fit and fine, and apparently he had some skills too. And yet, instead of capitalizing on all of that, he was just lying on the grass and wasting his precious time. "Why don't you come with me to the city? You tell me what you do best, and I shall ensure a lot of work and good work for you. You shall earn very well." The bearded man continued to smile. He gazed up again and replied, "It is so warm and beautiful here. I like it here. What could be better than this? I feel happy, I feel healthy, I can dream better, and I can see clear skies. What more do I need? The young executive was getting angry. He wondered how could people be stupid? Why not make the most of the time when one has it? Why waste time and energy lying here on the grass? He tried one more time to make him see sense. See, I can help you if you want. I can give you some money with which you can start a business, some business of your own. The bearded man asked, then what will happen? Then you will earn better and you can buy clean clothes for yourself. And if you work very hard, you can take a loan and rent out or buy on mortgage a decent place for yourself. And if you keep working hard, you will earn still more and you will eventually be able to save for your marriage. And then you can have kids. The bearded man was getting amused. And then what? Will I be able to live happily thereafter? That's it? He asked with a wink in his eyes. Oh no, that will just be the beginning. You will have to work harder to have all the comforts you and your family might want. You will put in extra hours so as to have substantial savings. You can cut down on your sleep time to do some extra work so as to pay for the education of your kids. You might want to expand your business and work harder. Then they'll grow up and marry. Then what? The young executive was getting exasperated. He felt that the other guy still didn't seem taken up by the incentives he was giving. He decided to try one last time. Then, when all your responsibilities are taken care of, mister, you will be able to do anything, just anything you want. Anything that you have always dreamed of. You can take vacations to the countryside, you can rest, relax, be happy in life. The disheveled man looked at the young man amusingly, gave a hearty laugh, and replied, well, I'm already there, and I'm precisely doing that right now. When you have accomplished all of that, and when you still have life left, if you have life left, come down in your twilight years to relax and enjoy the sunshine. I'll be here. The story ends here. Not that we must all do nothing and only rest all the time, but we must choose a pace which suits us and not follow the others as in a herd. Someone once said very beautifully, slow living isn't about determining how little we can live with, it's about working out what we simply can't live without. Take a pause and think. Thank you.